Capricorn, welcome back. We're going to do a love message out here. It's very clear that there's some separation here, some letting go, breaking cycles in a connection. If that is not your reading, baby, maybe I'll see you in another reading. But this is definitely about someone who's letting go and separating, and a connection is coming to a close. The first card that popped out here is Death out here, and it says the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform. What's dead is dead. So this also feels like, Capricorn, for who I'm speaking to, you probably are the person who kind of finalized this decision. And you know, with relationships and with dating, it's complicated in the season of ending a connection. Sometimes there's a whole season of coming to completion, but it kind of feels like, Capricorn, you're like, it's clear for me that this is done. All right. Ship is out here as well. And it says cutting ties, moving on, receive what you need, progression and arriving. So this is that moving on after a connection has ended. Clock out here kind of feels like it's time, needing time, cycles, and takes time to heal, progressing. So you're already seeing a theme here, Capricorn. It's cutting ties, letting go, accepting that things are over, and then movement forward. So for anything to grow in life, something has to close down to open up opportunity for more things to progress, to move on. Now, something just came to me that I want to share with you. For some of you, you're in a connection, and what is dying off or what is coming to completion is holding on to something from the past that has happened. It's kind of an acceptance of the past, letting that pain die so that the relationship can move on and grow on. Now that's for someone very specific who's watching this reading. Beneath the deck out here, it says separation, and it says sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, an uncertain future. Okay, so progression is important to keep on the forefront of your mind. Keep taking the steps forward. No, you don't know where you're going to go. No, it's hard to forecast love in the future going through this stage of ending a connection. But the idea is just to focus on moving forward in your dream for yourself. There's a reason why this connection had to end. So the intel that you have gathered, Capricorn, is that you know what's not for you. You know what you don't want as you move on and move forward. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. And it doesn't mean that the pain stops because you've made the decision for it to be over. But it means that there's now a door for you to breathe, move on, move forward, and see what else the world has for you. So I'm going to get some cards out here now, Capricorn, to help me find this message and then get some advice, and then we will close. God, angel, spirit guides, for my lovely Capricorn here, tell us more about who they are in this love connection, what they are working through, and then we'll get some advice. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides, for my lovely Capricorn, please. Let's see. Yeah, you're very clear, Capricorn. You're showing up as the Queen of Swords. You're very clear about letting go. The Four of Pentacles popping out kind of sideways. I get this vibe that the person, and then you have Strength out here that kind of pops out sideways. It just feels like it's uncertain. There's a little bit of fear, but you know that what you need is some clarity, some certainty. You want to be clear. You don't want the nonsense. And so you're trying to do your best to let go of all the emotions that might tempt you to go back or to keep you in something that is not for you. It's like you're doing your best to keep your eyes on logic, okay? It has to make sense. Math has to math for you right now. And letting go and moving on beyond something that felt a little bit controlling, a little bit possessive, holding on to something. This is kind of like a selfishness kind of energy that tends to give me the vibe when it pops out. The Four of Pentacles here, but it feels like letting go of something that was restricting you, binding you, holding you down, and not in a good way, right? But holding you, suppressing you is what I'm meaning here. But the strength is a little bit rocky right now. Your courage is a little bit rocky, and that's absolutely normal for what it is that you're going through. But this is a good energy to have because it has ship here, right? This is the first oracle message, and it says cutting ties. You definitely have a sword, so you're cutting the tie here. Now I'm going to get some advice out here, Capricorn, and then we will close. Powerful energy. I'm proud of you. Even in my body, the energy that I'm feeling is like, this is what we're doing. It's kind of like militant. This is what I have to do. I can't think too much about it. I just know I have to do it. That's what I keep channeling and feeling. You're probably sensing it in this style that I'm reading to you in. It just feels like this is what we're doing. straight face, no emotions about it. I'm not going to overthink it. I have to do it this way so that I can actually be successful in my goal of, breaking this thing off for those of you who are actually cutting the tie completely. Guide angel spirit guides, what advice do you have for Capricorn here? Powerful reading, brave energy that you're in. Advice that you have. Thank you, guide angel spirit guides, for Capricorn. Loving, healing, helpful advice. All right. The Empress out here. Okay. This is about new hope. The beginning. This is the mother. The birther of things. The birthing of life. New life, new opportunities. Sometimes the Page of Swords reminds me of the Fool card because it's a new journey, a new way of thinking, a new way of communicating needs, a new way of speaking. There's going to be some things that you don't understand. There are going to be things that, are unclear to you as you walk this journey, but you're going to be fine. Now, this is another very important thing that kind of feels like it's a different kind of advice. So now I kind of get this feeling that who I'm speaking to right now is showing up as the Empress. Now, there's only one person in the tarot that is made for the Empress, and that's the Emperor, okay? They are a spirit connection, sacred feminine, sacred masculine. They are the match for each other. But what's showing up out here is a King of Swords. And so this wouldn't be a match. And then there's the child, right? So I don't know if that's some type of very interesting dynamic that's happening. Maybe you're working through something where there are children kind of being put in between this. The children are kind of being used to kind of, triangulate in a way. I'm not sure. So that's a message. Be cautious of that. That would be the advice. But the really strong advice that's coming through for you, Capricorn, is because you are separating or separated, and because you are really trying to let this go and move on and beyond, be prepared for whoever this person was in your past to try to hit you up and use very interesting words, language, communication that can be hurtful to try to manipulate you, get you to feel bad. This kind of feels like there may be a message coming that is void of empathy, void of loving words, because someone's a little bit pissed. Okay. Now, I know that you usually, when it comes to, that kind of energy, we'll see wands out here, but there's something about seeing the King of Swords out here and the Page of Swords that kind of feels like some communication that might be coming through to you, because this is a divine energy. No, not a lot of people are worthy of connecting with the Empress. It's a very high seat. This is all of the queens combined. But the King of Swords is trying to be a match for that and might use words to kind of bring you down. I feel like whoever this other person is, it's not about the gender. You know who this other person is. Showing up using harsh words to have their power and to be in control. Okay, that's what this energy is. They know that you are divine. You are creative, you are beautiful, and you know how to grow things in the world. You know how to start something, get it done. You know how to create a new beginning. A very powerful, loving, flowy energy is desirable for really all of us at different seasons in our life. This person is seeing you like that because you are making the decision to move on. They probably have never seen you in this kind of power. And so it kind of feels like they might want to try to chop you down a bit. Just call me, friend. We're going to work it out. No, I wish. Call on you, because I think you know what to do here. But just be prepared for petty words, petty messages, petty ways of getting your attention, maybe going through a cousin or friend to, get your attention here because you're sitting on the throne. You're kind of really moving on and you're attractive. This also lets me know that who I'm speaking to, Capricorn, you're very attractive and appealing to other people. And this king knows this. This energy right here, this other person knows this. And so it kind of feels like they might use very petty, juvenile approaches to get your attention. So keep that in mind. Friends, I got a personal TikTok. If you're interested, take a look at it. Follow if you're down with it. It's self-love messages daily with a touch of humor, some beauty, vloggy kind of stuff. Now, if you click this link that's on this video and you get over there and you see that there's a community of just 3 of us, don't laugh, okay? It's a small but mighty community. But if you're interested, join, hang out with me over there. I wish you joy, peace, restoration, and abundance. You deserve your beauty. You deserve the life that you want. So keep going. I believe in you. Take care. Bye.